watching the Handmade by Lorelei podcast. This is episode number 51, and my name is Lorelei. I'm coming to you from upstate New York, where I am a jewelry designer, and I do a lot of knitting and other crafting, such as sewing, in my free time. And this is my crafting podcast. Today is Tuesday, November 22nd. Maybe. Happy Thanksgiving week. We are preparing to go away for the holiday and enjoy some time with family. And I am definitely looking forward to taking a few days off of work. The last few weeks have been kind of crazy and busy, but disappointing all at the same time. Business isn't great. So I thought I would check in with you today and show you what I've been working on the last few weeks. And so I have two finished objects for today and one work in progress, one soon to be frogged project, and I've got a little sewing to show you, some acquisitions, and that should wrap up a semi-short episode. So if you are interested in following me on the internet, you can find me on Instagram or Ravelry at Lorelei Urdo. And my Etsy store is loreleiurdojewelry.etsy.com, and my website is loreleiurdo.com, where you can find tutorials and sewing and the like. So feel free to follow me on all those places, and if you want to subscribe to the podcast, I would appreciate it. My hair is a little crazy today. I colored it, and when I color it, it changes the texture of it quite a bit those first few days, so it's a little bit unwieldy, and it's nothing I can do about that. So today I am drinking some tea out of a new mug that I recently got, and this is something that I got for my sister for Christmas, so if she's watching this, surprise. And I bought myself one because how stinking cute is that? I'm steeping some David's tea. This is cardamom French toast. What I love about this is so we put the loose leaf tea in there. However, you can see a lot of little bits. So these little fin areas kind of don't really hold the tea in there. I almost wish I had used a tea bag in there instead, but what are you gonna do? I figured it's all right. So anyway, when you take this off, the fish is attached, and then I can put it down on the table like this and it will catch the drips. I don't think it's done steeping. Okay, so this episode is going to be a little bit wonky. I'm not really feeling it, but so I'm wearing my first finished object. This is my timber cardigan. This is a cardigan by Shannon Cook from the Within book that she collaborated with Jane Richmond on. And it is done. This is knit with piece fleece that I got in Rhinebeck from the Harrisville Designs booth, and the colorway is Grassroots. So as you can see, it's got rainbow flecks of tweed in it. It's a pretty rustic yarn. It's got a lot of mohair. You can see the halo. And it was actually a really, really fun knit. It didn't take me that long, maybe 2.5 weeks to finish it. This yarn knits up pretty quickly. I had a good time knitting it, even with all of the twisted ribbing. It's got twisted ribbing all the way down the arms, the collar, the band, the hem, lots of twisted rib. But, you know, after a while, it became pretty quick. I have to say that I've tried to wear this a few times. When I wear it with a long sleeve t-shirt underneath it, I feel like there's a grippiness from the wool, and what am I trying to say? It's like it doesn't fit up high on my shoulders like it is right now. It slips back a little bit, and I feel like I'm tugging it constantly. So I was thinking that I really didn't like the fit of it, but now that I have it on with this jean shirt, it's sitting nicely, and it's sitting nice and high on my shoulders, which doesn't it doesn't gape as much as it was before. So anyway, pretty happy with this project, and I'm glad that it's done and I can go away for Thanksgiving and take it with me. And when you finish a big project like that, I don't know if you're like I am, but I have a really hard time switching gears and trying to find the right project that I want to do next. So there's always this weird lull of like a week of me doing all this searching on Ravelry to find a new project. I don't know why it's so hard to find something to knit, but oh, that's so good. So in the meantime, I was able to do a little Christmas knitting. I just happened to get a text from my sister the other day who had mentioned to me that her husband, Kevin, really loves wearing the cowl that I made him last year and gave him. And I'll insert a picture here if I can remember to do that. This cowl I made him using Plucky Knitter yarn, and it turned out really great, and I actually was kind of going out on a limb by giving it to him because I didn't know if it would be something he would wear. I know that my husband swears up and down he will never, ever, ever wear a cowl, so glad I know that now. I won't knit him one. But Kevin really likes his, and Fran said if you want to make him another one, he would love it for Christmas. Maybe something in a different color. So I asked her what colors that she was thinking, and she said either hunter green or gray. And I happened to have some gray yarn in stash, so I ended up making this cowl. This yarn is Quince & Company Osprey, and it's a leftover skein that I had used for a sweater that I knit last year. And it's actually yarn I got from Amy of the Stranded podcast, or Stranded Dye Works. She destashed this yarn to me, and I knit that sweater, and it looked like a partial skein left over. Now, I really went out on a limb and did not know if I was going to have enough yarn to make this cowl. So all I did was I went to the other cowl that I had made for him and got the stitch count, and I cast on, and then I just kind of did my own design and put in this garter panel. just for a little extra interest. And I really love how it turned out. I think I'm going to try to design more cowls. I know this isn't fancy and, you know, but this is really a good start. So I feel like this will be a stepping stone, if you will, and hopefully I will make more like this because it's a really good winter accessory. And it literally took me 4 hours tops to knit this. I mean, mind you, this Osprey is a bulky weight yarn, I believe, or an Aran weight yarn, so it does knit up fairly quickly, but I definitely want to buy more of this yarn. It's so nice to knit with. It's so soft and blocks out so nice. I blocked this, just laid it flat, and yeah, just did a little 2x2 rib. I did not have very much yarn left over. In fact, I probably could have made this a little bit taller, but I just was running out and I wanted to have enough for the bind off, so I didn't want to have to order more of it. So there it is. That is Christmas gift number 1. So pretty excited about that. What to talk about next? I guess I'll talk about my works in progress. I'll show you my progress on my dotted raised shawl. I've shown this before, but it's always fun to see what the colors are doing here. Here is where I'm at now. Rainbow. I just started knitting this kind of deep plum color, and then it will go into the magenta, which is what I started out with, and then back into red. So I'm going to knit through this skein and see where I'm at size-wise and where I'm at in the pattern, but I do have one more cake of this yarn to continue on if need be. I know that's not super exciting, but I'm knitting this on my Hiya Sharps interchangeables, size US 5s. These are great needles. I love them. And to reiterate, this yarn is Lion Brand, Mandala, and it's the Chimera colorway. And this is acrylic, you guys, and it's really nice. Like, I like it. I like knitting with it. It's creating a beautiful fabric. How it's going to block out, I'm not sure, but look at that I-cord. So pretty. What is it about podcasting makes my nose run? I don't understand. The next work in progress is some mittens that I cast on actually just yesterday. I thought I wanted to do some mittens for a while using the Lettlopi yarn that my sister gave me when she went last year to Iceland. Actually, it's been a year. She went over Thanksgiving when she was there. But she got me 2 colors of Lettlopi. Is that color on here? I don't think it is. She got me these 2 colors. This deep hunter green and this really deep red. And I knew I wanted to do some sort of color work, possibly, but I needed a lighter color to mix with these. So I ordered from the Woolly Thistle a couple of skeins of this oatmeal color to go with it. That's a nice combination, I think. So I found some free mittens, a free mitten pattern on Ravelry. They're called the Milka's mittens. And it's a pattern by, I will have to put it on the screen because it's not on the pattern. And And that picture doesn't show it, but there is a third color on the cuff. So I got quite a bit done last night on this, and I'm going to show you, and I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to rip this out or what. But here's what I have so far. It called for a very long cuff, one that you fold up, but I decided to cut that short by about 15 rows. And the first time, this red is the second time I've knit the red. The first time I knit, I read the chart wrong because I'm just not very well versed in chart reading. And the gray boxes threw me off, and I read that as no stitch, and that I would just repeat the previous two colors. And that's not how the chart was supposed to be read. The gray is actually color C, which is the red. So there was a straight line of red across here. I'm like, well, I was gonna just leave it and just run with it, but then I was like, it's not right. And then all of a sudden my stitch count was off, and so I ripped back to before the red and started this again. Now the stitch count is still a little bit weird, and it's pulling in because my color work is not great. It's just not great. And my floats are really long, and I just think that I am not in the headspace to do color work. I don't know. Maybe I just need to put it in timeout and pick it up again later, but I feel like as it is right now, it might be a little tight. Yeah, it is going to be tight on my hand. So I think maybe the next thing I will look for is a pattern that incorporates the three colors but with slip stitches, which I feel like might be a little bit more manageable for me. I don't know. I haven't knit very much color work. I've only done a pair of fingerless mitts, which those came out pretty good. And the ba hat, which everybody's, I think, and their brother has knit. And that was fairly easy because it was in the round, and I was using like worsted weight yarns. Well, although this is an Aran weight, I thought it would be okay, but I guess you just have to be in the right headspace for color work, I think. And maybe that's not where I'm at right now. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll show you some sewing. I've been sewing a little bit. I don't sew a ton of project bags. I cannot imagine being someone that like sews up 25, 30 bags in a sitting. I can't. I have like attention deficit, and I can do like one bag. Or yesterday I actually made 3 bags, one of which was a custom order and the other 2 were for my store, and I'll show you those. But this one I had made a couple weeks ago, and I saw this fabric at my local quilt shop, and I just fell in love with it. It's flannel, and it's so adorable. The little sleeping critters. Oh my gosh. And the interior. This is in my shop if anybody's interested in buying it. It's got a little ladybug flannel on the inside. Great little sock size bag. I put a little bead on the end that kind of matches the leaf pattern here. Cute. And oh, it's got a coordinating bottom. I just love it. And then yesterday I made one of these. I love this fabric too. This is just it's It's a 2 skein project bag. It's got a nice handle on it. I lined it with mint with a rose pattern. This is also my website in case anyone's interested. And then this bag turned out really cute too. This is the style of the bag that I made for the custom order, and the custom order was done in this fabric. I had made a clutch, and it was actually a giveaway for the scavenger hunt. And the woman, Carrie, who has a wonderful podcast called My Creative Obsession, I believe, she shared the skein of yarn from Primrose that I had sent her and the bag. It's like it was a wristlet, or I was calling it a notions pouch. I mean, you can do whatever you want with them. And it had a handle on it, and it had a front exterior zippered pocket, and then, you know, the main pouch. And she showed it on her Instagram page, and I got an email from someone who had seen it there, and she wanted one bigger, same design. So I threw together her bag and loved it so much, I just decided to make another one for the store. So it's got white with this cute little polka dotted interior. And then I really like this exterior pocket because you can stick all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, and it's a pretty big pocket because it goes the whole length and width of the bag. You can put scissors in there, your notions, your mini skeins, whatever you have. And I put a little handle on it. So this is this fabric is so fun. This is also fabric I found at the local quilt shop. It's called Tiger Lily Quilt Company in Utica, and they have great stuff there. And I just love these little cats. I mean, you can't go wrong with cats. You just can't. So that's my sewing. Some acquisitions I have, and we're almost done. I mean, this is going to be a pretty short episode. I feel like I should have said more about my sweater, but I guess I don't really have anything else to say. I like it. Okay, yarn acquisitions. I recently placed an order from Fiber for the People because I'm obsessed. And I ended up getting Dark and Stormy. This is a sock set. And it comes with Cinnamon mini skein. And that color is kind of in here too. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love this blue. I love blues lately. I just don't have enough blue in my stash. So I was thinking I was going to do a cowl with this, and I still might. I have to find the right pattern. It's Dark and Stormy, and this is on her Twisty Singles base. It's a 100% superwash merino. Love this so much. Fiber for the People. Definitely check out her website. And the other yarn that I recently got was I put a get your yarn wishes granted on Instagram, and I granted a couple wishes last week, and threw up some wishes about some yarn that I was wanting. I think I said Baron Vola, Nor George yarns, maybe. Some international yarns that I don't, I'm not readily able to order from. And I got a very nice message from one of my Instagram followers, and she sent me a skein of yarn and also this little key ring, and that's woven. It's so beautiful. Or you could put this on a bag that maybe has like a hook on it, and you can use it as a handle for something, but I thought that was cool. And she sent me this skein. It's so pretty. It's got kind of a mint background and dark pink speckles and there's a little bit of orange there. That's fun. This is Olanna yarn, hand dyed in Ireland. This is the High Twist Kiss and Resolve colorway. And I love it. Thank you so much. It's so good. So good. Some other acquisitions I got. If you watch Nancy's podcast, she is the host of the Round Rabbit podcast. She was talking about using her new knitting machine to create a large striped wrap using that Lion brand Mandala yarn. And when I saw her post that wrap she made for herself, I was like, God, I need to have that in my life. And I sent her a couple of balls of yarn to make one for me. And here it is. And I've worn this so much already. It's awesome. And I love the colors. So good. Oh. So it's just a really long rectangular wrap. And I stinking love it. It was so nice of her to make this for me. You can wear this a lot of different ways. I love how long it is because I can actually, wear it like a wrap. Or I can wear it like a scarf, which is really toasty warm too. I also ordered one of her brand new bags, and I'm really excited to show this on the podcast because it's amazing. Now, I got one of the first ones, so mine doesn't have her little signature Round Rabbit label on it. She's sending me one so I can put it on my bag myself. These are incredible. And I love everything Nancy does. She's extremely talented and a stellar maker all around, whether it be beads and pendants, what she used to do, or functional pottery, or sewing, or clothing sewing, or bag sewing. Just everything she touches is gold. It's like amazing. So she had this great idea to make knitted project bags. And no, I'm not talking about fabric that looks like knitting, okay? I'm talking about knitted fabric. Yeah. It's amazing. I believe the yarn she used for this bag was from Scandinavian Weave and Knit, who has a booth at the Rhinebeck show. And, yeah. You might want to check her website. It's roundrabbitextra.bigcartel.com. It's lined. It's a great size for a two project, or even one one skein or two skein project. It's a good size for that. I do think that she has plans on making larger style bags also. So, yeah, it's That's where it's at. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, Nancy. I love it. I can't wait to put a project in here. And you need to go check out her store and buy one of these because nobody else is doing this. Nobody else. And it's awesome. So that's, I guess, all I have to talk about today. Like I said, I've been searching the internet for my next project. I have a few things on my wish list. And I'll, talk more about them as soon as I pin something down. But there's a beautiful cowl that I want to make from Locatelli. There is a new book that just came out that I'm interested in knitting a couple of things from, and it's called Plum Dandi Knits, and it was written by Alicia Plummer and Melissa Schaschwary, and they're amazing designers, and I love so many of the projects in the book. It's just gorgeous. I struggle with wanting the paperback copy, but I also want to knit something from it now, so I almost want to buy the ebook. I definitely need to come up with some kind of plan, because it would be nice to have something I could work on in the car on the way there. So we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really wonderful, family-filled, turkey-filled Thanksgiving week, and I will see you guys the next time I podcast. And it's, as always, been such a pleasure to share with you what I've been crafting and creating and making, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!